Don
Donnell.
Donnell. Okay.
Donnell, yeah.
Mike, Peter and Linda, Jody, Lisa Marie, Melody, Arthur, and Peter and Linda again.
You know what? I love what Peter and Linda posted in the Zoom chat. Okay, now, because Peter is Spanish and from Mexico, for him to say hello, he spells it with a J. But if we're here in the United States, it looks like Jello, everyone.
Yeah.
Do you like lime, cherry?
Hey, Eric. Hi, Tom. Thank you very much for the email, Tom. I appreciate it.
All right, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's go ahead and start getting everything rolling. Welcome to the AMAs. Ask Me Anything with the amazing Robert Hollis. It is Saturday, January 18th. We are halfway into
Dude.
the first month of 2025, and which means, of course, we have 11 months to go to the end for 2026. But let's not worry about that. We want to worry about what is taking place right now, today, this very moment. So, just a couple of quick things before we get started. It will be a short Ask Me Anything today. As we have some things that we need to do, and Robert is got to take care of those as well. So, part of Ask Me Anything, Robert will introduce. We will maybe take one or two questions for today. And I see one hand already up from Bill Shoemaker. The way that you ask a question is either in the Zoom chat or in the YouTube chat, or you can raise your hand and we will call on you. And to do that, you put your cursor in the middle of the screen where you see my face. If you're watching us on Zoom, this is on Zoom. Put your cursor in the middle of the screen, look down below, you'll see a bunch of buttons. One of them is raise hand. Click on that button and we will call on you. That's how simple Ask Me Anything is. And I got to give shout outs to Jerome Marshall for being part of our inner circle. Thank you so much, Jerome. And for Sarah Lipscomb, welcome as an imaginator. We appreciate you. We love you. And we're glad to have you on board our team. If you want to join us for any of these things, especially when we do our videos, go to roberthollis.com/video and subscribe to our channel. We share a lot of stuff on that channel, and we would love to have you join us so that we can reach out to those with ears that hear. We love and appreciate you for supporting us in what we do to get out the word. So before we start, I always like to share a quote. And Robert, I know that we've been promoting lately a video that is really, really actually incredible. You said you wanted to start it at the very beginning of this year. And so honestly, I have been starting it. Now, I will admit I've missed 3 days in a row, but not in a row. I mean, at various times, but I am listening to it because it is so incredible. By the way, Bill, thank you again. Before I get even to that, he just posted in the super chat on YouTube by donating. Bill, love and appreciate you. Thank you. If you want to donate to the super chat and all the money goes to the organizations that Robert supports, click on the $ in below the chat and then go ahead and donate. Again, all the money goes to the organizations and the orphanages that Robert supports. Anyways, as I was saying, The Strangest Secret is an amazing video. And if you haven't watched it yet, go to roberthollis.com/gifts and it's there. Along with a lot of other special gifts that you can go and view it. I will make sure that that link gets posted in the chats when we get started. But Robert, I love what is shared here because it is so important, especially as we start the new year. From Matthew 7:7-8, Jesus said, now this is mentioned in the Strangest Secret, but don't think of it as being religious, please. Think of this as being in general, even though people do take it in a religious context. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be opened for you. For everyone who asks receives, the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks, it will be opened.
Nice.
Something for everybody to think about. And now, let's get her rolling for this Ask Me Anything, where you get to ask any question of this gentleman who is a certified millionaire. Let's give it up for the amazing Robert Hollis.
Thank you so much, Craig, again, hostess with the mostest. And I see some other Corky jumped on here, and also Karen. Hola from Sweden, Sarah. I wonder, Matt, of course, I seen Matt jump on here. I don't know if I shouted out Arthur. Nice to see each and every one of your guys' faces. I love and appreciate you. And my little spiel today will be very, very short. Exhausted. I probably don't get to say that much on these calls. I'm always like straightforward with you guys and telling you how I feel. And one of the things is when we got this home, I just wanted to be one of those things, one of my imaginations, right, is to have a home. Why I wanted to impress my family and friends is, I don't know, it's just young and immature, right? But I wanted to be able to have a place that when they looked at it, they went, for the love of God. Sort of like the nicest house on the block kind of deal. But I not only wanted that, but I wanted a piece of property that like sat on a hill. You know what I mean? I had this imagination and have ponds on it and all of this stuff. And from the big ponds that flow all the way to the Yellowstone River, I created my wife a waterfall and in the front. And the driveway is really, really, really long. And it's very, very steep. Very steep. I mean, it's an incredible angle. And so it's awesome until it snows. All right. So there's this thing that I've done on a number of videos over the years, right? So you can, whine and complain about it. But usually what I do is when it starts snowing, and I don't care how much it snows, even if there's overcast, if the sun can hit that big piece of asphalt, it just evaporates it like you wouldn't believe. And so I'm out there always. I took a snowblower, and because of my mechanic background, a lot of times you're scraping, right? So what I did is I put rollerblade wheels on both sides of the snowblower, right? And so it holds the blade like just an eighth of an inch off the about the thinness of a pencil lead. And I adjusted the rollers on the side. So man, I can fly. I mean, I can get this driveway done. It's big, but I probably can get it done in 30 minutes, right? Then every once in a while, I was telling some of you seen Terry's Facebook, is every once in a while this weird phenomenon happens where, well, in the middle of the winter, we'll have this really warm day. It got up to 47. For people that live in the north, I only need you to know one number, and that's 32. 32 is freezing. So there's this phenomenon that happens when it gets up to 47, and then what happens is, of course, it starts raining. All right? So 47 degrees and rain, okay, it's okay. But then all of a sudden the cold front comes in just right behind it, and it drops from 47 to 30 to 20 to 5 below, like in hours, because the cold front to the jet stream comes across Montana. And so it waters down the driveway and all the streets. And then all of a sudden it turns to ice, and the snow comes behind it and puts a nice little layer of powdered snow on top of ice. And so because our driveway is so steep, even with our Escalade and low four-wheel drive, if you pull out on the driveway and it starts going down, the Escalade will just slide all the way down the driveway. Now, what's bizarre about this is that there's a pond on either side of the driveway. So yeah, Terry slipped a little bit, and it's like a no to her. It's like no. So when I get de-icer, right? De-icer, and I'll go out there and hit it and de-ice it. But then when it gets a sheet of ice on it like this, now we're in trouble because I can de-ice, parts of it where you would put your tires, but until the sun comes out, it's like you're in trouble. Now, don't worry. I know I'm not scared of driving. So what I do is I just put it in four-wheel low and I just go straight up the side of the hill and come down the hill instead of using the driveway. So we're never stuck. But the point of this is I usually take a picture every winter because I always think of this because I'm willing to not procrastinate, which is suicide on the installment plan. All right. What I usually do, and it doesn't make a difference what temperature is, I'll go out there and do a layer of de-icer while it's snowing, right? And so yesterday, when the temperature dropped really, really, really fast, got to 5 degrees, the wind was like 20 miles an hour. So the chill factor is around 31 below. For people that are in Celsius, Ola, that's really, really, really in the negative, right? And so my wife did this for me, and I allowed her. It's not her fault. She goes, it's supposed to snow tomorrow night, too. And she said, yeah. And she says, I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. Why don't you just put it off till tomorrow? And there was everything in my body that told me, just get off your ass and go do it. Just do it. And I said, nah, she's not going anywhere. I'm taking the day off. It did snow some more. So then now the ice layer is that thick. So I think some of you know this already. It's like you put things off, but all it does is it just compounds on getting worse, right? So I know this. I see Corky on here. It's nice to see him on here. And so all of a sudden, it's like when people look and say, wow, you got 114,000 subscribers. We got that silver plaque on its way. You know what I mean? And it's like you guys have all heard me, and it's like, how do you do that? Just doing content every day. You just got to get into doing content every day. And then, as you guys have heard me say before, you get to this point where you have a tipping point or a tipping video. And then all of a sudden it just starts roaring, right? And so I wanted to just say that today. It's like, I think that everyone realizes that the one thing that you never get back is time. And so anything that you really want to put into your imagination, you need to start putting effort toward it a little bit. One of my favorite stories that Jim Rohn talks about is when he went over to meet Earl Schultz for the first time, his mentor. And he wanted to talk to him in person. And Earl said, why don't you just come over to the house? And he's going, oh my God, I get to go to my mentor's house. And so his story is he shows up and knocks on his door, and the wife answers and said, listen, he's out back having a glass of lemonade. I already prepared some lemonade for you guys. And she goes, awesome, walks him through the house. He goes through the sliding glass doors, and his backyard looks like a completed Mr. Miyagi backyard, right? And he was just fountains and golly, the stuff's all over and these incredible plants. And he walked over and shook Earl Schultz's hand, and he goes, I don't think I've ever seen a more manicured, beautiful, peaceful backyard. He says, God has really blessed you. And Earl Schultz looked and said, yeah, God did bless me, but you should have seen the backyard when he had it all to himself. I love that story. And because, I can have a beautiful piece of property, but, it can look like garbage. I've seen people's piece of property, and you look at it and go, is this a landfill? You know what I mean? Or is this a junkyard? You know what I mean? And so, it's all that concept again, regardless of your belief. It's all very, very unique when you say, that faith without works is nothing. You know what I mean? So you can have the imagination to do something with your life, but just understand that don't neglect. Again, a good Jim Rohn statement. I'm tunneling through Jim Rohn today. It's like everything in life is easy. Everything in life is easy. The problem is it's easier not to. The problem is it's easier not to. So yeah, it's just yeah, and whenever you don't do one of those lessons, it's like, yeah, it compounds. And that's when people usually quit. So me making sure the driveway was clear today took me probably 3 times more effort, easily 3 times. And I'm not done. You know what I mean? Because you have to clear off all the snow to get the blanket off of it so the sun can hit it. But you still have to clear parts of the driveway so it resonates with the sun to melt the rest of the driveway. Because, man, I would, if I were to guess, to salt my entire driveway, for any of you know, that's probably like a 50-pound bag. It would easily take 6 bags. 6 bags to do my whole driveway. You know what I mean? So not just time, but cost. And I'm okay. I got money, but it probably cost, I don't know, it probably cost $300, $400 to salt my driveway. But I wouldn't have to use salt. I have salt for an emergencies. You guys get what I'm talking about? Because I normally hit it before it does that. So I just thought that would be a cool lesson. I was telling Craig when we got on here, I said, listen, I'm a little beat today. So and I got some championship martial art fights happening tonight. So some of you go, oh my God, it's like the playoff games are starting. All right. So whatever teams that you're going for. So we'll open it up for Q&A, and yeah, I'm excited about the future. I'm really excited to see Craig next weekend and Matt next weekend. So Terry and I are taking off, I think, on Thursday or something like that, the 21st. And so just letting you guys know that I'm going to enjoy my family. So, we won't do a podcast or an Ask Me Anything next week. Yeah, that's an executive decision because, Matt brought it up best. It's like, I can't wait to meet Susan and, Craig's girlfriend. And it's like the last thing that women want is, hey, we're coming to visit. And then Hannah's like, what are you guys doing? Oh, we're doing a couple hours on podcasts. We're doing a couple hours on Ask Me Anything. So, yeah, so there you go. So Craig, take it away.
All right. Wow. Thank you so much. Great way to get things rolling today. Also, got to give another shout out to another shoemaker, Lucas. Thank you, Lucas, for donating to the super chat. And again, very simple to do. Just that's on YouTube. So if you're watching us on YouTube, right below the chat, there's a $sign in a little box. Click on that. And again, all the money goes to the organizations that Robert supports. And if you like what we're doing on YouTube, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, the like button, because it'll help us reach out to people with ears to hear. And please share the video. All righty then. So that being the case, and just a really quick thing, I just noticed in here that Eric Markham's wife is back in the hospital. So everybody, please send good vibes and a little prayer to the family, so that we put that out there for them. Thank you very, very much. And I see Santa Corky also has his hand up. But before we get to Santa Corky, Bill Shoemaker. Go ahead, Brother Bill. Open up and please share with us. Let me do that. And let me do that. And let me do that. There we go. Go for it.
Thank you, Craig. And I wanted to congratulate you on passing phase
Yes.
one, phase two, buddy. So
Well,
wanted to
thank
give
you
it.
very much. Yeah. And, it took me a while. And it just is patience and following the proven path, the documentation that beats the conversation. As Robert so eloquently says, following a leader who is documented. So
And
thank you,
and
Joel Arias.
yes, and Craig, I learned this yesterday. On the days that you're waiting to get funded and everything, are you making at least some small trade on those days?
I haven't yet,
You have
because
to.
I will. I will make some
Yeah.
small trades because I know that once you get the first $100 under your belt, you can withdraw.
No, no, no. This is when you win the phases, then there's a certain amount of active days that you have to actively trade before you get it.
Oh,
And
okay.
some people, I had a guy that said, I don't remember what it was. It was like 4 days. And he went the next day and it was 4 days. And he went the days and went, it was 4 days. And they were saying, no, you have to be actively trading on your waiting days. And so
Oh,
what he did is he was smart enough to know that he could go in there, do a trade, and then watch it go green and get out. Or even if it went a little, it doesn't mean you have to have a positive trade, but
right.
you have to do a trade. So he said then the next day he went in there and did a trade and then went out of it. And it went to three. The next day he did another trade, got out of it, went to two. And then so
Okay.
I just do that out there. You can look to see how many days you're waiting, but they have to be active trading days that you're waiting. So
Oh,
I do.
I will. Well, here's the thing is, and I don't want to take up too much time, Bill, so forgive me, but um, I just got it on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
And then I got the approval late Thursday night, Friday morning. And then I had to go in and I had to figure out, okay, wait a minute, I had to reset my AkashX because once you get funded, you have to reset, I think it's your ID with TradeX
Because it's a live account now.
because it's a live account now. Yes, exactly. So starting tomorrow in the afternoon when
Yeah.
everything comes back online, absolutely, I'm going to do that
Cool.
because I want to get that
Cool.
first 100 and I want to be able to say I
Star
pulled money
trader.
from this.
Star trader. I'm a trade star. Very cool.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you, Bill, for
So
bringing that up.
thank you very
Yeah,
much, Bill.
yeah, you're welcome. And I passed phase one over a month ago, and I got cocky and I almost lost the account. So
All
I'm
right, you got to get to
it,
two.
it's on life support right now, but I'm going to do it. And
Yeah.
Good.
I want to give a quick shout out to my son too. I think Lucas,
Yes.
he's
Damn.
really got this, and he's onto that Swagel method as well. So
Yeah.
I know he's going to pass. He's got like a $200,000 account, $100,000 account. His wife's got $100,000 account.
Nice.
But I know he's gonna make it. So I'm really excited for him.
Yeah,
So
one of
yesterday,
one of his imaginations, I'm sure, is never having a person tell you that you have to move.
right. That's it. That's it. So
Unless
great.
unless it's your wife.
So great unlimited wisdom yesterday, and a couple things you said on there kind of stuck out to me. First of all, I'm on day 6 of my not eating fasting because
Nice.
I wasn't feeling well, and you said you felt great when you went for 17 days, and right now I feel great. I'm working out, and just amazing the energy that I have, man.
It's
So
weird, isn't it?
yeah, it is. You go,
It-
how could you
it-
have more energy and not eat? This doesn't make
yeah,
sense.
it's your mind, your body is so good at going after all that stuff that shouldn't be in your body, and it uses that for energy. It's like
Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't want to eat muscle, it eats muscle last. So It's looking for all the stuff in your body that shouldn't be there, and it eats that for energy.
That's what it does. That's what it regenerates. That's right. So reset. So you also mentioned Joe Rogan yesterday and Mel Gibson, and I love that too. I can't wait till I see his next movie.
Yeah.
But he also had another guest yesterday, Thomas Campbell.
Okay.
He's a nuclear physicist, but he talks about uh, out of body experiences and how we're not really this body, we're part of the whole. But he's not religious or anything, it's not the God thing. But what he says is what he said really stuck out to me. He said, we're here to find our purpose. And all of our purposes are the same, even though they may come through different ways of expressing it. But it reminded me of you because he said, we're here to have love, empathy, and to spread, good in the world.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. That's everybody's purpose, right?
Yeah. I think of, thank you, Bill. What the
Yeah.
kind words. It's and where I discovered this as a very young person is, my childhood being so awful. And all it took was a couple of words from individuals because I had no input, no positive input. And whatever input that I had was, why has everyone abandoned me? My mind's just going a million miles an hour. It's like no one loves me, no one wants me, all of this stuff. So that's why my heart is for orphans. It's very, very difficult for people to understand if that's never happened to you is that you just don't have anybody, nobody. And people usually always say this is they go, well, if you were taken away from your mom and dad, what about your aunts and uncles? What? Why would people assume that your aunts and uncles would automatically, or I know in a lot of places, grandparents, right? I remember at the age of 6 of meeting my father's side of the family one time, and they all lived in Texas. So I didn't know any of my father's side. And so it all of a sudden puts you in a position that, you're going along and you're doing your imagination, you're just surviving, doing the best that you can. And then all of a sudden someone says something as simple as, wow, you fixed that snowmobile? Yeah. Where'd you get it? Where'd you get the money to get it? Oh, it was in a garage of one of the people I delivered newspapers to. And I asked them what they were going to do with it. And they said, if you can get it out of here, that gives me room. I don't know what's wrong with it. And then it was a Rickman snowmobile, you guys. It was from Germany. and I found a place that had parts for it, and I rebuilt it. And I'm like 14, 14, and adults didn't have snowmobiles, but I had a snowmobile. and and he said, you must really be good with your hands. And I go, yeah, I guess so. And he went, man, you should be an auto mechanic. Auto mechanics make a lot of money. Money? And then he said one other thing that just really got me is he goes, think about it, Bobby. He goes, people always need their vehicles fixed, their RVs, construction equipment. It's never ending. It's never ending. And that same person later on in life said to me, you should go to a trade school and get these certifications because if you get them, everyone's going to want you to work for them. And so that was my next imagination. That's what I'm going to do. And so it was one of my next mentors, of course, Roger Penske, that was just, I just always seen the way he treated me. And we were talking about it on the podcast yesterday, this guy's got 60,000 employees. And, he's helped 18 drivers win the or 13, 14 drivers win a world championship just in Indy cars. And so I constantly watched him take people that started from nothing, sweeping the floors in the shops, that now were uh, working in different divisions, like building the chassis or building the motors or doing fabricating. You know what I mean? And then those people would work up to being like on the pit crew. And then those pit crew people worked up to be a crew chief. So that was my imagination. I was gonna go on that path because everybody loved the captain. So you're so right. I learned that very early in life that Roger Penske always fed in to me, and it made me emotional when I even watched him feed into other people. And he really would go out of his way. And I know a lot of people, were just about to watch another person get elected. And I seen yesterday someone was interviewing Bill Maher because he was going off on all the bad stuff that's happened with the fires in LA because he lives out there, right? And this guy asked him a question out of nowhere. And listen to this. Don't just listen. Don't get mad. Just listen. So this guy goes, "Wow, didn't you get sued by Donald Trump?" And he goes, "Oh yeah." He said he went after Obama with his birth certificate. So I basically was telling everyone from the stage that I believed that Donald Trump's mom was a orangutan. And so I kept saying that. And he asked me to stop. And then I told him, well, until he shows me his birth certificate, I just believe that his parents are orangutans. So Donald Trump sued him. And so the guy just think about asking this question. The guy goes, "Can I ask you another question?" And he goes, Sure, go ahead. He goes, "Did you ever meet Donald Trump prior?" And you seen Bill Maher turn his head and his whole energy switched. And he goes, "Yeah, a couple of times." And he goes, "How was that?" And he goes, "I can't believe that I'm going to tell you this story." He said, "I met Donald Trump at the Playboy Mansion." And he said it was one of Hugh Hefner's deal where everyone wore bedtime nightwear. He says it just was a way to always get the girls into, skimpy lingerie. And he says everybody was there dressed in pajamas. And he said, except for Donald Trump, he was dressed in a suit with a red tie. And he says, I watched him walk around the entire party, introducing himself to every person. And he goes, it was obvious to me that he was networking. So he said, yeah, I had a couple of drinks. And he said, I was having fun. And I'm just going, I'm not going to get eye contact with him or nothing. I'm going to see if he comes out of his way to introduce himself to me. And he said, later on in the night, I felt a tap on my shoulder. I turned around, but I only turned like a quarter of the way so my shoulder was facing him, and I looked at him. When I looked at him, he moved all the way around in front of me, put his hand out, and looked right in my eye. And he says, when he shook my hand, it was like I melted. And he talked to me for 15 minutes and never said a damn word about himself. He said, the first thing he said to me, he goes, you're Bill Maher, the comedian. And I was like, how does this billionaire know my name? And he said I was really funny. He asked me questions about where I was going to perform next. And he goes, I can't believe I'm telling this story because there's two Donald Trumps. It's the one that you see in the media, and then there's the one that you meet face to face. And that guy really gives a shit. He made me feel like I was the only person there. And he goes, I felt like I was walking on air when I got. He was really nice. He was paying attention. He never wavered and looked at other things like he was distracted talking to me like most people are. And he says, I met him at another event I did where I was one of the comedians at a big party. And again, everyone was dressed up in their party attire. And Donald Trump was wearing a suit with a blue tie. And he walked, I seen him looking at someone. And then he looked to me and then he looked back to that guy and said, I'll talk to you later, and beeline directly for me. And came over and said, how are you, Bill Maher? And I'm going like, they call this guy a master salesman, but that guy is a master networker. A master networker. And that was always the funny thing when Donald Trump first started running, because all the people that were trashing him, Joey Behart or Whoopi or any of these people, they all had pictures with him before he ran for president and saying, this guy is the coolest freaking guy. Now he's running for the opposite team, and now he's a bad guy. I thought that was really interesting. It's like, so you could see Bill Maher was taken back and he's going, no one's asked me that question. Hey, have you met Donald Trump before you started trashing him? I did. And he's a freaking nice guy. And I went, holy cow. So, Bill, thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Because,
well, thank you for that lesson on the secret sauce.
Thank you.
That's it. That's it.
What's that phrase, Bill? People don't care what you know unless they know that you care.
That's right.
It's the truth, brother. It's the truth.
The secret of the universe.
Yeah, and I know that's my secret for recruiting. I attract people. Don't get mad at me. I attract people because everyone knows just by listening to me and talking to them, people know that I fucking care.
Right.
So,
hey, one other thing is I noticed that none of your inner circle ever ask you any questions anymore. Because they already know. They have nothing left.
hey, thank you, Bill. I was thinking that today. Do you guys realize every time I do and ask me anything, I was telling some brand new people that are in the business, that I do ask me anything, and they go, "Do you do that just this Saturday?" I was going, "No, I've been doing Ask Me Anything for years," and they're going, "You think that people would run out of questions?" And I was going like, well, according to the AMAs, more people watch them recorded than live. And I said, but my family watches it live. So that's why I keep showing up.
We're glad you do.
Bill, I love you, man. I love you. I'm so proud of Lucas, too. You got to be, every time Lucas tags me, I'm sharing his wins on my wall, too. So that is so cool.
Awesome.
Thank you,
Enjoy
Bill.
the fights.
Yeah, enjoy the fights.
And what? Be careful on that ice, brother. I don't know why you don't have somebody else do it for you.
It's I can't tell you how many times I hear that, and it's a form of meditation for me.
Well, there you go.
I've had my neighbors come over because I'm that guy. You know what I mean? Neighbor across the street, as soon as I got the X, and then when I got the S, I pulled over. He builds race cars, and I take him out, and then I let him drive it, and he's always got his grandkids with him or his daughters with him, and he's got huge side-by-side, enclosed with a heater, with a blade on it. And his driveway is about a tenth the size of mine, but he's got it backed up in the garage. When the snow hits, he comes up, it's got headlights on it. And he makes like 3 passes and his driveway's done. He comes over to me all the time and he goes, let me hit your driveway. And I tell him, listen, look at your driveway. And he goes, what's wrong with it? I said, it's got packed snow on it. because you're moving the big snow out of the way, but you're packing it on your driveway. He goes, "You are such a weirdo." That's not, I don't want you on my driveway packing the snow down because there's no one that can come up our driveway. I could go on forever telling you guys stories of people that come around the corner and they hit our driveway wide open. And I mean, so many UPS and FedEx trucks and stuff I've had to go out and I mean it just starts going sideways, and then after it goes sideways it's going toward the water. And then they're like stuck. But I know on either side of the curbs there's grass on both sides, but they don't. So they're scared. So all I do is I get in their truck and I turn the steering wheel all the way to the left or right the way that they're doing, and then I just put it in neutral and I just let the brake off. And it starts rolling, and then the front comes all the way around. And it's like, I won't tell anybody. It's like, I never even thought about it. A lot of them probably have cameras in them and stuff now, but when it's icy, they just park at the end of the driveway and walk our packages all the way up here. It's probably, I bet you it's probably I don't know if it's quite a quarter of a mile, but I bet you it's an eighth of a mile. I should walk it out sometimes, what kind of steps it is. But Bill, I love and appreciate you. When you're gone for a while, I missed you.
You too, brother, and glad to be back. And it looks like it's Santa season.
Yes. I wonder what his question is.
Yeah. Bill, thank you so very much. Appreciate you, man. All right. And speaking of Santa season, well, it's actually post Santa season, but we get the man who the season
Santa
is the reason for the season
all year round.
That's true. That is very true. So with that being said, let's open it up. Santa Corky, go ahead, please. Unmute yourself and share with us. Great to see you, my friend.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey, congratulations on your 100,000 on YouTube. Man, oh man, you launched it. I mean, launched it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I had more than you did when you started.
Yeah.
You just launched it, and I was really excited to I kind of heard a little bit of your strategy on how you did that. Basically, you didn't give any detail, you just said, hey, I concentrated on getting subscribers, and now it's all about how you can monetize it, which is excellent.
Yeah.
I would be interested to know that, because one of the other things I wanted to say is, Robert, thank you so much. 2 years ago, you said, hey, just buckle down and be Santa. Just buckle down and do
2 years ago already.
But it rang so loud. It rang so loud to me because of last week's AMA that being double-minded, I couldn't go there. That just made sense. Honestly, last week's AMA I've listened to 5 times.
Wow.
It just all week I've been just listening to it when I can. Obviously you know about TikTok and that kind of thing. I heard talk a little about it yesterday, but it's going to get shut down. It's going to get shut off. The servers and all that, they're going to get fined at least, if they open it up, at least $5,000 per person going on. They're waiting for these servers to come on, and I mean, Apple makes huge money from this. So does
sure.
They make huge money off this, plus all the other stuff. I could get into. I'm on a panel.
Do you have any hope that Trump will come in with some kind of executive order and do something?
There's rumor of that. Biden had promised that he was going to do something, but I think he fell asleep. I don't know what happened. he was supposed to sign something before that. Believe me, I'm on a panel that's very significant.
I
I
bet.
actually had Washington Post come, not come, but do an interview with me, getting ideas how it affects me and all that stuff. So yeah,
Did you do well this Christmas season?
oh, massive.
Wow.
No, I
Better
did so many
was it was
brand deals. I was so ready for the season to be over. I was exhausted. I
oh
mean,
my God.
I was tired, but I got a
Did you
good,
have a better revenue year this year than last year?
oh yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Good, good,
Yeah,
good.
yeah. So, and plus 3 people on staff and, that's, and that's going to change. And it
How many followers do you have now?
2.3 million.
Golly.
Yeah, 2.4 actually, if you count the other platforms, but 2.4 million. So, but and it's just kind of it really reminds me of what I had gone through with Equinox, but in no way was I set up like you were in Equinox.
Right.
The income impact was, I think I was making $2,000 a month, but that was back in the 80s though.
Right. Right.
Still pretty
No,
decent.
in my mind, I don't know why I feel this, and I hope I'm right. I just have a feeling that that ByteDance isn't going to make the moves that they can until they just know that it's gone. Because see, we talked about it a little bit yesterday on the podcast, and I'm hearing from some other people that are way up the chain. And if you heard me talk about the example with AT&T being deregulated, it was, so the judge comes out, Judge Green, deregulates AT&T, breaks it into all these baby bells, and basically takes their long distance away and allowed MCI Sprint and yours truly with LCI to come in. And man, for 3 years, the government told AT&T that they had to allow the customers to be switched.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't allow it until the fines became very high. So it's like now we're just not going to do it. And then they would get fined and it's like, okay, so we made 12 billion today and we got fined 10 million. You know what I mean? It was like the rusty nail, it wasn't painful enough.
Yeah.
And so that's my thoughts. My thoughts are just like immigration, like sanctuary cities. Just because it's a law doesn't mean that people are going to enforce the law.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I believe that's going to happen. I believe that all the companies that make money from TikTok are going to sort of like close their eyes and just go, well, let's see how bad the fines are.
Yeah, they're going to they've already got the fines in place and they are horrendous. Billions and billions of dollars.
Well, like I said, they say they're going to do it, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, we all know what, if we were talking about immigration because it was such a big issue this year,
Mm-hmm.
we do know that if you get caught, you're going to get deported.
Right, right.
But they show up to work every day.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's our government right now.
Yeah. So it's the ability to enforce it. It's like when cannabis became legal in California, here's what everybody was saying, Corky. Cannabis is federally illegal. So you're going to open up your store and put cannabis products in your store. And do you know that the federal government could raid you, not only compensate everything, including all your money, because you can't put it in a bank, but you can go to prison. And people went, Oh, okay. So how many dispensaries is there in the United States now? Because there's 13 states that are going, yeah, I know it's federally illegal. So
Right.
from my viewpoint, what Congress did is Congress said that TikTok is a spy. I still say this joke to this day. So TikTok figured out how to put on an app on a phone that came from China.
Exactly.
So it's like people are like, oh, they're not following you. It's like, listen, they were following you before TikTok came out.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
already taking data. And if you don't believe it, what was it just recently? They think they figured out now how China, some hackers in China are real. They tapped into every branch of the United States. Every branch they're in. They hacked in. It's like the government can't stop China from getting data.
Mhm. Right.
It's like, why are they worried about us? They're getting our data. They're getting your data. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my God.
Well, they had to tie it in with 5 to 4 other bills to even get it passed.
Yeah,
So
of
that they
course.
would, yeah, they
Of
couldn't do
course.
it right. So hopefully
Of
this
course.
out of the
Yeah, so did you have a question or just wanted to say hi?
Well, I did join AkashX. I did sign up and got the $200,000. I
Very
have no
cool.
idea what it is. All I know is I get these trades all day long. I get to it just goes off because I kind of got it started just to get it signed up. But but the thing is, my crypto, I did crypto. I've been in crypto for 4 years when
Yeah,
it was just, I bought really cheap. Now I have tens of thousands in crypto just
good for you.
taken off. No,
Yeah,
I wanted to say I did my meditation. I did the 6 phase. Again, I try to do that as much as I can. At night, I end up falling asleep, so I do the other part. But I woke up and I had $8,000 more in my account, and then it dinged again, and I had 4,000. This is not anything to do with it. You just keep
anything.
the mind. It's not anything to do with my crypto. This TikTok sent me $4,000, and I got it dinged again, and one of my followers sent $150 because we have a nonprofit now. So part of my vision, Robert, I can't wait. I have a nonprofit, North Pole Foundation, and we're going to. I really want to do part of that, and I'm going to try
Yeah.
to be a better part of the community because for the last 3 years, I have just been focused,
Yeah.
every day.
I'm glad you brought that up. I can share with you guys. Have any of you guys gotten distracted in your life and you told everyone you were going to do something and then you found out later that that wasn't in what God wanted you to do?
Well, yeah,
I
yeah,
think we all deal with the distractions. And Corky, I was laughing as you said that. When I have said that I was going to do a Hollis Foundation and build out my nonprofit,
hmm
um, my deal is not to be a pastor or an evangelist
hmm
or a nonprofit. My deal is to fund nonprofits.
right. But do it through
Okay.
your
And
foundation,
yeah. And so, but I'm not supposed to build a foundation to have money come to the foundation to be able to distribute the money. I just need to find people to send money to.
right? Okay.
Does that make sense? And
No,
so people are already donating to me, and then I
right.
send money out to somebody else. And so building a foundation and just being that person is not my goal. My
Yeah,
my 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 imagination is always empowering brand new people to imagine a better future for them and their families.
right, right,
That's what I do. And so
right.
when I get out of that, um, because now I would in the foundation industry, now I'm reaching out soliciting money for people to support foundations. I'd
Mm,
rather I'd rather I'd rather empower people like I did you to allow you to make the money to do what you want to do, what you're
yeah,
called to do.
Yeah.
So every once in a while I get distracted and I do things and then I look back at them. But here's another thing too. Sometimes I believe
But you said it earlier, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but it goes along with this. We're always trying shiny things, just
yeah,
like, that was from last week. That
yeah,
makes sense to me because I'm always trying shiny things. Hey, I got a box of probably two, well, not that many, probably 30 t-shirts. I've given away half of them because I was going to sell t-shirts. No, I'm not going to sell t-shirts. You know, meaning, my t-shirts. I could go
it,
to, hey,
it
we
is.
did our
It's
own, we did our own coffee,
coffee. I remember.
shiny thing.
Yeah,
But I did put a little money away here. I do
yeah.
believe in crypto. I do believe that there's a future in that. So we got to do shiny things.
Uh, I think that we do shiny things, and then when we see that it doesn't really come effortless or there's no joy in doing it, then all of a sudden you're going like for me, the immediate thing that I look for is when I believe that this should be something I do, and then when I go into it, I like Abraham Hicks talks about. Now I'm more aware that as soon as I do a shiny thing, there's immediate resistance, where years ago I wouldn't notice the resistance. In fact, maybe the ego kicked in, like edging got out. And I'm like, well, so what? I'm having a little resistance. So I'm going to make this frickin' happen anyway.
Because that's what I do.
Yeah, because I've done other things. So I'm
I,
going to
I,
do this.
I, I.
Yeah. And, that's when I fell into the concept of not only starting a couple I've owned multiple companies. And I've also stepped into that range of being similar like Tony Robbins. You know what I mean? That I was going to be a life coach and I was going to do all
Yeah.
that. And man, it's sort of hilarious. It's sort of hilarious. There's a lot of owners that are going to have teams in the playoffs this weekend and next weekend, and I'm okay just being a Mahomes. I'm just one of the players around a bunch of other players. We're all trying to do something, a goal. I'm not interested in being a coach, and I'm not interested in being an owner. And
Well,
so,
it's something you said last week, and I've been saying it for the last 3 years, is this makes me feel alive. This
yeah,
is where I'm living. This is where I am alive, you
yeah.
know.
I don't remember if I said it on the podcast, but I think we were coming up with a bunch of them. But 25 is the year not to survive. Where we all can look at our past years, and most people don't want to give credit where credit's due, but we're very good survivors. We're really good survivors,
It's easy.
and we keep a roof over our head, and for the people that we love, and we seem to eat, and we seem to get to the next year, and but why not feel totally alive?
I
Why
don't
not?
believe we were created to survive.
No, no. But like Bill said, the one thing that I know is I think a lot of people learn things and then they want to pass that wisdom on to other people. And because they believe that the wisdom that they learn from other people will also help them. But they don't understand that the best way to lead people is through example. So what they do is they learn a bunch of stuff and then they want to share that wisdom to other people to help those people out. And they don't realize the thing that would help those people out is seeing them thrive.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
a guy yesterday that I talked to said, I'll get this right. And I was going to look it up and I forgot to. So this came back. Thank you. He goes, the difference between encouragement and inspiration is encouragement is you telling somebody else they can do it because someone else did it. Inspiration is going, watch me. watch me do the
Mm,
thing that I learned that I think you should do.
mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
man, so there's all these people out
That's
there that,
good.
they're instead of hating on people, at least they're encouraging and loving up on people, and they're giving them all kinds of stuff and books and videos and all this stuff to basically encourage them or train them or share with them the wisdom. But nothing's going to impact another human being more than them seeing you do it.
Mm-hmm,
Them
mm-hmm,
seeing you do it.
mm-hmm.
So Corky, ever since we met again, you're an incredible inspiration.
Oh,
I
wow.
I don't know why I believe that they're going to find a way to keep TikTok alive. And if they don't, I think it was sort of funny where all of a sudden people go, yeah, the same company ByteDance created Lemonade, and they click, they're already creating other platforms that people can just move over in other
Right?
ways.
You know, but Robert, I'm I don't want it to fail because of all the people's incomes that will change. It
Yeah,
definitely, my income stops at that point. Then
yeah.
I'm back to square one. I'm a nobody. I'm not the guy on the stage and everybody's trying to get a picture with. Well, I still do. I
But
would,
but but you're
you
going to
know,
be just
but
like
I'm not
me.
worried about that.
I've had to
I'm
recreate. I've had to recreate myself 19 times.
Oh, I know. I've watched you. So that's the encouraging part is if he can do it, I could do it. I mean,
Hell,
this is my big thing that
faster,
in my life
faster, quicker. Yeah,
because I'm going on your wings. I'm going on our group's wings. This is evidence. It's all evidence. I guess Craig, you passed a certain milestone. I can't wait to get there. I'm
yeah,
inspired. I
yeah,
mean, my wife looks at me and she goes, "Honey," she gets excited when she goes, "It's going to be okay. We're going to be fine." And to have
yeah.
your wife behind you, honey, man, I I to have her in my life, I don't deserve her. To get that from
Yeah,
her
you
was
do.
so encouraging, because she goes, "Honey, we're going to do good," because she's seen what I can do, and she
Right.
knows I can do greater and bigger and stuff. She says, "We're going to have the best year of our life coming up this year." I
25 is
know
going to
we are.
be the best year. What's going to happen, what's going to happen for you, Corky, is no doubt my mind. If TikTok disappears tomorrow, you still built a brand. And people are going to go on Google and they're going to Google Corky.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to
Or
miss
Chat
you.
GPT. I think Google's going away.
Yeah, yeah. They're going to know you as a brand is Corky Santa. And TikTok disappears, and I go on Google right now and put in Corky Santa, and I'm going to find your other social medias.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. So the question I had is I want to do the Akashic thing. I really do because
Okay, good.
it fascinates me how you can do that. I want to, and like Craig, he got to a level. Congratulations. I don't know what that means, but
Yeah.
I guess I've got takes a month or two to get it to where you can use your
Yeah,
own money or
here
something.
is how simple it is. And if you guys don't mind, I want to close on this. All right. There's a number of little videos that we've done on my YouTube channel. You should go there. It's at Robert Hollis. No, I'm kidding. but the
I
short
didn't know you had
videos.
videos on there on Akashics.
Oh yeah. Oh
Oh, okay.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, good. No, that's all I needed.
If you
I'm
went,
telling you, I have been so far out of the box.
that's okay.
You know,
But you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be. So now
right.
here's the thing that I love about AkashX, and this is new information that I got from Joel. So listen to this, you guys. Just listen to it. I asked Joel because Terry is going to start trading. She got a $200,000 account. And
Hmm.
so I knew this answer, but I was doubting myself, right? So I reached out to Joel and I said, listen, if everyone just did your tap to trades that they caught and do not change anything on them, will they pass phase one, phase two, and go into a funded account and start making profit? And he says there's only two things that people do with a tap to trade to lose the challenge is they increase the risk and they take too many trades. So I said, okay, well, I'm not changing the risk. So I know I talked to a guy last night that he won phase one and phase two in 11 days. And so where Joel was putting the risk, he was tripling it. Okay, so that's how you lose your challenge. You lose your account if you lose more than 5% in a day or a total of 10%, 20 grand, all right? So he said, if you don't touch that, so this is what I'm going to prove to everybody, is because now it goes into that emotional part that we talk about, right?
Yeah.
So most people are doing tap to trades, but then they're watching them.
Yes.
Okay. I'm watching them on Trade Locker and I'm closing out too soon. All right. So if you go into AkashX and you open it up and you click TTT results, I always take the total number of trades that Joel does with the number of ones that he won. And he's running at 73, 74%. But here's what people can't, they need to learn to handle. See, I changed that. You got to be able to control your emotions. So that means, Corky, if I would give you $100,000, but the only way I'm going to give you $100,000 is you got to give me 30,000 back.
Oh,
And an average person would go, well, I'm left with 70,000. Who wouldn't take that deal? Everyone that gets into trading.
yeah.
Because what if, just because of timing, you get in and you're going, I'm looking forward to making 100 grand, but you have to lose the 30 grand first. That hurts. So you're hitting tap and trade and you lost 2 grand. Then you go in and do tap and trade. Then you lose 6 grand. And then you go in, well, yeah, it would be like 4 grand. And then you go in there and you lose 2 grand. You're like, F this. This is stupid. Tap to trades don't work. But it's an ebb and flow. So you'll watch Joel hit. He'll get hit like 10, 20 trades in a row. And you're like, your adrenaline's up there and you're jacked up. And then I've seen him hit 4 trades bad in a row. All right. And so there's where people can't control their emotions. So I'm looking so forward to Terry doing trading because I'm going to show Terry, listen, in 24 hours, and you got to know that part, that on Sunday afternoon, when it goes into the Asian market, that's the count of the next day. Because Asia's already there.
Mm-hmm.
They're a day ahead of us, right? So as long as you didn't change the amount that you're risking, so that means that the tap to trade happens, you click on approve, you see where it comes up and where the risk is, you just hit approve again, and the success shows up. Just don't do 4 of those. If they lose, don't do 4 of those, more than 4 of those in a calendar and a 24-hour period. And you'll win phase 1, you'll win phase 2, you'll go into funding, and you'll start withdrawing profits. That's as simple as it is. So in certain months, like think about this number too. If you go into tap to trade, the last time I looked, it was 54%. So if he's trading on a $200,000 account, in 30 days, he made 100,000. Just let that sink in. So
my wallet. That's right.
Yeah. And you're not selling anything. You're not recruiting anybody. You're just being consistent and disciplined. But most people do what I do. You're either watching it and you can't control your emotions, or you're in a hurry because you're greedy. So then what you do is you start taking higher risk. And the one thing that I found out from everyone, Corky, everyone that's failed a challenge, and there's a lot of people on here who have, and they've lost more than one. It's the only time that I've marketed anything in 37 years where people go, oh man, I lost my challenge. And I go, how'd that happen? It's all me. They're not going, Robert, it's your fault. It's Josh Weigel's fault. It's
the
AkashX's
product's
fault.
fault.
No, and the best way that I explain this is I'm not a gambler. I'm not a gambler at all. But let's say that you're just walking through a casino because they had good rates on the room, right? You walk by a blackjack table. And let's just say that you put $20, you just lay down 20 and the dealer breaks and she puts, another 20 on there. And I do this and I don't know why I do this. I should just pick up the $20 and have a good day. I go, oh my God, I must be on a winning streak. Let it ride. Let it ride. Next one comes out. I get 21, doubles again. Now I got 20, 40, I got $80. No, I'm not even smart enough to walk away then. When do we all walk away? It goes to 80, 160, then they take all your money and you go, I'm done.
I'm walking away.
And so
That's true.
yeah, amateurs are funny. Amateurs are really, really, really funny. And I see in here, I lost two, I lost five. There was a person that I know that lost 13. I think Jenna's Weigel's got to be way up there as far as challenges. So, so when you feel comfortable with tap to trade, Corky, then the very next thing that you do.
I don't know what tap to trade even means. I'm sorry.
Tap to trade means you get an alert on your phone that says.
I got that.
But
And
there's
it's got
probably
3 different levels. It looks
Right,
like.
right. But yeah, so when you get tap to trade, TTT, it's not a trade alert. It's a tap to trade. There's 2 different things, right? So if you look in your phone and you go into the AkashX, you want to click on tap to trade and you'll see in there where it says approve. And all the stuff that I'm telling you right now, you can ask everyone in the group. They're all on the, I probably have 8 or 9 videos in there of me doing exactly what I'm telling you. And
I thought it would make fun to do videos because I am that guy. When you said that, I went,
yes,
well, I could do that too.
yes.
That is content. I would.
What does Santa do on his day on his months off?
And
He makes money. He makes money by tapping buttons on his phone. You ever have your phone ring and you looked at it and you went, I pressed a button and you say hello? That's all you got to do is press a button. So I'll send you a playlist if Craig can send the playlist right in here. But, I
posted it in the chats.
Yeah, if you look at Corky, we can send it to you personally too.
That would be good because I don't know how to get it off here.
But there's 2 different ways that I've done tap to trades. You can do them on your laptop, and you also can do them on your phone.
I kind of thought so. Okay.
Yeah, and so I've had so much fun with this. I was doing a Zoom for my Nigerian group, one of my teams in Nigeria. As soon as we got on the Zoom, ding, tap to trade came up. So I looked right at Mark and I go, Mark, I'm going to record the beginning of this before people get on. And he goes, I don't care. And I clicked on it and I go, watch, Mark. And I went to Telegram, see where the tap to trade is. Yeah. I said, then I'm going over to AkashX. I'm clicking in the browser and I'm clicking on tap to trade. See where it says it's got a minute left? Yeah, I'm hitting approve. The thing came up with the risk to change the risk. I'm not changing the risk, and I'm hitting approve. Now what I'm going to do is go to TradeX Mastery. I open it up and I said, right here's a black button that says Trade Locker. I click on Trade Locker, and as soon as I opened it up, I think it was $40 in the negative. Right? And I go, we're going to come back to this. And so it was perfect. It was like I was on like 2 minutes early, and then we started letting people in. So then all these people came in, like 5, 6 people came in, and Solomon came in. As soon as they came in, I said, hey, you guys, I'm already got this recorded. I want to let you know. So let's go see what the trade did. And I mean, it's 2 minutes, Corky. I'm doing it. I went back to Trade Locker. It was $340. I closed it out. And I say, and I got this video. These are the videos that, by the way, that's getting me all my recruits.
That's
Because
what I was going to say. That
everyone else is top.
Yeah, you get recruits from. If I go live, I can do. I mean, not live, but
yes, live. Yes, live. So you'll see the other videos in there. The other one that I did is I logged in on my phone and I clicked on it. And you can see the numbers. And for 20 minutes, I just talked about my emotions.
Oh, yeah.
I looked at it and I went, oh, 40 in the negative. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, 80 in the negative. Oh, my God. Oh, my, $240 in the negative. I was like, and I was telling all these stories of just things that God was putting on my heart. And I was just going, someone tells me no, or this didn't work, or blah, 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 blah. And I'm beating myself up. And then I said, so I know I have control over my emotions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that right now. And that was in the middle of the video. And I said, stronger is he that is in me than he's in the world. And I started going, he's giving me the imagination. And if I use my imagination and put it in the universe, you shall knock, you shall find, the door will be answered. And I just started doing that. And when I started doing that, it started going more in the negative, Corky.
Oh, no.
And it just started going more in the negative, but I wouldn't let up. I wouldn't let up. I'm just going, what I see is not really happening. This is where it's going to go. It's going to go into profit. And I just kept talking, and out of the 25 minute video, and the last 5 minutes, it just went whoop, wham. And it just started going up, went back to zero, positive. And I was like, this is awesome. Glory be to God. And that's one of the videos that we have that just started getting massive views.
Wow.
If you went to my YouTube channel and you know how you can click on videos and then most popular, the most popular video that I have right now is that 2-minute video of me making money. Watch. Bing, bing, making money. There we are. I'm out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like what you said. Instead of instructing, you're doing it. People want to see you doing what you do, not instructing on where you can be, or the whole thing. That is so true in the world out there today.
But everyone talks about, well, Corky, God gave you choice and he gave you free will. The science of getting rich is all about your will. So it's a part of your imagination, and then staying in the faith and acting as if, right? Let me see you do that, because you just go, well, my life sucks. You need to stop saying that. Listen, that ain't easy. That is not easy. Really? Watch me do it. So I know that while people are watching that trade go redder and redder and redder, I can guarantee you that everybody watches that video and goes, this guy's hosed. I'm going to watch him lose his ass right here on a live call.
They couldn't. Yeah, they want to stay for the excitement. But going one way or the other.
I went into
the cool thing is you didn't unplug.
Yeah,
you didn't unplug.
I didn't
You know?
unplug. I stayed connected, and it's still going through ups and downs. I still haven't passed phase one or phase two. You know what I mean? Uh, I'm just not consistent enough. It
So
needs
that's
to be.
is being
It
consistent
needs to
every day.
be. It needs to be. And I think in the last I bought a 200K cat challenge as well on the 999, and I go and I can't pass this up. And so I've had it as high as 4,600 and as low as I think like $1,000, like 100 and 198. 980 or something like that. And I pulled it right back up the next day. And now I have to be obedient, like I'm going to teach my wife, and just try to get on as many tap to trades as I can. And I'm going to prove to myself that if I do it until. So don't watch it. And as of course the universe is playing with me. So I told Terry that's what I was going to do because I wanted to teach her how to do it. And the first four trades that Joel did were all negative. And you can stay disciplined. Yeah, we'll see. So if you start doing tap to trades now, what I believe happened to Joel, and I'm just making this up, is I just think he's so consistent and so disciplined that he did a couple of tap and trades while he's trying to travel to London.
Okay.
And so I think he wished he wouldn't have done that.
Okay, I don't understand why.
Well, he basically, we're trusting him to watch the trade.
Okay.
And he closes it when he thinks it's the right time.
Okay.
So we don't have to do that. And I think he made some trades because he thought the market looked good and then jumps on a plane and maybe couldn't get on the internet or something.
I see. Yeah.
But it's funny when you talk to Joel and people get mad at Joel, I'll just say this last part is Joel, man, when I seen him in Dubai, there was a lot of people. There was one group that fell more in love with him and respected him more. And then there was another group of people that say, I'm never going to talk to him again.
Really?
Yeah, because people cannot get over losing. So they won't blame themselves. So Josh just asked him straight out, hey, Joel, how do you handle losing? And he goes, I don't care. I win more than I lose. And he's got this attitude like Babe Ruth. It's like, isn't it true you still hold the world record for the most strikeouts? What's your point? I don't even understand what your point is. You see what I mean? And it's like, I also am one of the top 5 people with home runs. I used to be number 1 for a long, long time. See? It's like he knows his odds. And baseball players that have a 300 batting average make millions and millions and millions of dollars. Yeah. That means they're getting on base 3 out of 10 times. See, Joel's 70-30, not 30-70. Right. So he just doesn't care. So Josh even said it to him. He goes, I know you don't care. That's why I asked the question. He says, here's another question. What do you feel when you lose, but other people did a tap to trade with you and they lost? And he said, I didn't tell him to take the trade. And Josh is like, what do you mean? He goes, they made the decision to tap on the button. But the second that they hit tap to trade and then approved it, their immediate emotional response is unrealistic expectations. Right. From the second that they get that little knot in their stomach and they click the button, they're watching it to win. Mm-hmm. And he goes, a lot of times I'm doing the trade when I know it's about ready to hit the bottom. So he looks at the chart and it's going like a heartbeat. And then it's starting to go down, it's starting to go down, it's starting to go down, and then he hits the trade right here. And it goes down, 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 up, 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 up. It closes it out. So listen to this, you guys. I even heard this guy yesterday. He said, I know what Joel's doing. I'm going like, I don't think you do. And he goes, no, I watched Joel get into a trade. And when it goes down, I have a $200,000 account. So it's going to be different percentages for you guys. But you'll see 400, 100, 300, 400, 500, 800 in the negative. And then he'll sit there and he'll start going 800, 900, 800, 900, 800, 900. And then it'll drop to 1,000 negative and Joe will do another trade. Jesus, this was already 1,000 negative. Now you're doing another top to trade. And here's what happens. He thought that he hit the bottom, but he didn't hit the bottom. So now when it really got to the bottom, he does another tap to trade. And now all of a sudden the market starts to go up. And as this one's making money, this one's going less in debt. And so as they're both going up the chart, then all of a sudden you're at neutral. Because now this one, the second one he did, is out earning the first one. And then as soon as it gets in the positive on both of them, which the other one shows negative, then he shuts both out and you're in profit again.
Nice.
And so I just told you a bunch of stuff that I don't trust myself because I haven't done any tap to trades. So, you know, Arthur, I know that he's on here. A lot of other people are like, hey, I'm doing NAS, I'm doing Bitcoin, I'm doing other pairs, working with other traders, I'm doing trade alerts. And man, I think that, you know, Arthur's already pulled down 30,000. You know what I mean? So I don't know if because I look at his chart and I see, you know, he's still up in the ranks, but he's got less in his account. So, you know, so I'd like to pull out 20 grand. I'd like to pull out, you know, 10 grand to be whatever, right? So, yeah. So Corky, you're going to get it and make sure you stay in the TradeStar group and everyone's here to help each other, man. You know, there's some
a
people
group, straight trade stars, like
you're not part of TradeStars?
no.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Corky. We'll get you plugged in there. We'll get you plugged in there for sure.
Thank you. Okay.
But I love you guys.
I know you wanted to get off early, but I just love hearing this.
No, you're going to do great. We're all going to do great. And yeah, it's just again, consistent. You know, Tom put in there too. I can tell people that got the same personality as I do. You get, you know, I had 6 wins in a row when I first started, Corky, and then I got 2 bad ones. And as soon as I got 2 bad ones, I didn't trade for like 2 months.
Really?
Because I'm just going, I don't need this emotional stuff right now. I'll focus. Now, here's what I focused on. I now have over 2,000 active traders in my group.
Wow.
So there's an event happening right now in UK in London, and I easily have over 200 people at that event.
Wow.
So yeah, so I have a whole new Poland group, whole new Germany group. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So then it took me a while to get back, and it just took one word, Corky. If you lose, I'll give you the word first. But if you have a couple of losses, you didn't lose your money. They gave you 200,000.
Right. I still don't know how that works. I'm sorry. But
That's okay. That's okay.
I'm going.
They're basically giving you monopoly money.
I'll go through the videos. I don't want you to have to
go through the videos.
I don't want to hold you up because I know I'm going to go and do that.
Good.
It's not only on AkashX, the training, but also your videos is what you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, you go through my playlist, and how I've recruited all these people is I just tell people, check this out, and I share the whole playlist. And so a majority of the videos in there are people like Arthur pulling money out of TradeX Mastery to put in their own personal account that they can spend on them and the people they love.
That's crazy. That's good.
Yeah, I
Hey,
have a guy from Nigeria. His name is Charles. I think he was in the company nine days, and he understood trading. And so he passed phase 1 and 2, got a funded account, and then made $11,800 and pulled it out.
oh, wow. Cool. Very cool. No, I'm excited about it. Really excited because I'm ready for my next stage.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Well, and here's something: you can't teach everyone to be Santa, and I can't teach anybody to be me.
Right.
So that's why I'm focusing. I mean, for me and the stuff that I did, there I now know why there's only 0.06% of people that have 100,000 subscribers,
Yep.
because of the effort and the time and the money and
Mhm.
of course there's no way I could make that happen without Craig and Matt,
Right.
so some of the videos that really got a lot of traction was because Craig and Matt are doing the consistency. If Craig's doing one thing, and that's constantly doing neat little shorts out of everything we do,
Yeah, I
and
see them all the time.
all of them get between 200 to 500 views. It's like, I'll leave you guys with this. I seen a video on YouTube, and it was people really doing a live tortoise and a live hare. They said, we've all heard the parable of the tortoise and the hare. We're going to do it for real.
Mhm.
They put them both down, and the link that they were supposed to go, as soon as you put the rabbit down, the rabbit ran half the distance and stopped. And they were doing everything trying to get it to go. And all while it was sitting there, the tortoise went by. One. And that's Craig. That's Craig. Craig is, you show up and you're going, when did this building get here? And Craig's like, I've been building it for 3 years. You just didn't notice it.
Mhm. That's amazing.
I'm laying 1 or 2 bricks every freaking day.
Mhm.
Then someone looks at it and goes, oh, that's how you get 114,000 subscribers and 1.6 million views. 2,400 videos.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
huge. That's huge.
Yeah. So it's, I love you guys. Corky, need any help, to reach out to me. But there's more experts on here than me.
Where's Arthur?
I think we're
All right,
missing
I love
Arthur
you guys.
today.
Have a
but,
great
yeah.
weekend.
Thank you.
And thank you, Corky. And, just really quick, if I may pigeonhole Corky on this.
Yeah.
I came close. I came within like $200 3 times of
Oh,
passing
really?
the stage 2 challenge. And then I finally got it. But it was just a matter of like what Robert just shared. You got to keep going, keep going. I went down and I went below, even in my second challenge, or phase 2, below the start mark. So it went up and a down, it went up and a down. So
Everybody give Craig a hand. That
Yeah.
is cool. So
Good
cool.
job. Good job.
bless you. Thank you so much. And
Thank
thank
you.
each and every one of you for watching. We posted a lot of links in the chat, and a lot of the links that were talked about here on AMA that Robert shared. It's in the chat. So if you're watching us on Zoom, go ahead and click the 3 dots in the meeting chat next to Ask Me Anything, and then click Save Chat. It will download to your computer as we conclude. If you're watching us on YouTube, it'll be in the post description below this video after we conclude. I got to post it all in there. And we really appreciate you taking the time to join us and participate and share. And that's what we do here on AMAs with the Amazing Robert Hollis is we ask questions and he is sharing. And that is one thing that we love about everything that we do here on the Robert Hollis channel at Robert Hollis here on YouTube. So please make sure that you have subscribed and make sure that you like, because without you, we don't do this. So thank you all very, very much. Got to give a lot of shout outs here, actually, to only just 2 people, but you helped. Santa Corky, Bill Shoemaker, bless you for participating, and thank you very much. Thank each and every one of you for joining us. Thank you. Big shout out to Matt Hollis. Matt, our executive producer here with the Hollis organization. We love and appreciate you. And we love and appreciate you for being a part of our AMA with the amazing Robert Hollis. Ask Me Anything. So until next time, please be good to yourselves. Be cash. Bye-bye. I'm going to go ahead and unmute. There we go. There we are. So that we can all say so long and have a great weekend.
Love you all.
Yeah, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Love
you.
you
God
all.
bless.
Take
Take
care.
care.
Bye bye.
Peter and
Safe
Linda.
travels, Robert.
Peter and Linda.
Bye-bye.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.
Bye.
Donnell.
Bye, everybody.
Deborah.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Karen.
everyone.
Thank y'all.
Hola from Sweden. See
Bye,
you.
Robert.
See you, Eric. Mike.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Craig.
Love you, Bill.
guys.
Lucas. Yep.
Love
Bye
and
bye.
appreciate you guys.
Love you,
Bye-bye.
Craig.